This is part 2. Go to Emily's or my Instagram to find part 1. All you got to do is comment these keywords. And if you're noticing, I'm basically doing the call to action in the beginning, which usually I'm going to tell you not to do. Okay, so we're going to jump right into this. So the whole purpose is to help y'all and myself, because I'm teaching, really get our social media videos like really tight. And the whole purpose is to speak one-to-one with the other person with the person on the other side. So like when that one person out of the however many watching the video, if we could speak to that one person that we're really targeting and they're on the other side, that's the whole point of what I'm going to present. So I'm not trying to be everyone to everyone. I want to pinpoint who is the right fit client if I'm looking for clients. Are they people from, are they the greatest generation? Are they buyers? Are they first-time home buyers? Are they move-up buyers? Have they already bought a home before? Do they already have experience? Are they sellers? What if I'm recruiting here at EXP and I want to build a team or want to build a network? What type of agent am I trying to speak to, right? Like, do I want to speak to new agents? Do I want to speak to top agents? Do I want to speak to people who have done a sales volume of 1 to 5 million or 100 million plus? You could do this like based on, 𝗪𝗏, we were going over this with our sales agent recruiting software. English or Spanish, buyer agent, listing agent, right? So these are things to really write down and figure out, who am I talking to? Or am I talking to leaders who are burned out? Because every single time someone starts a team, it's because they're a top producer and they need agents to help them close their deals because they have so many leads. But thinking that they can relieve themselves of the stress, but actually it just stresses them out way more. And so if we can talk to those people, if you want to talk to those people, it's going to be different than talking to a new agent. All right, so now that we've figured out who it is we're talking to, we need to hook their attention. So what is it that our target is dealing with, like inside emotionally, that they really care about? So if we're looking to hook a client's attention, what do people from the greatest generation deal with in terms of real estate? Right. Yeah, like what are these people dealing with that you can talk about in a real estate format? And I was thinking, maybe it's like where they could possibly go. Because I'm hearing all the time that they just don't want to sell their home. What about buyers? What do buyers deal with? Maybe I was thinking, this is late at night. Inspection surprises. Maybe it's a new construction, or maybe it's like a home that they just fell in love with and they think it's going to be so perfect. And so they put the money down and they send the inspector out. And then it's like, oh my goodness, this house isn't perfect. Look at this brickwork or whatever. What about sellers? Okay, so this is what we dealt with. Sketchy cash buyers. So what happened was, should I talk about that? Yeah, I'll talk about it real quick. What happened was we had a closing, and that day of closing, the cash buyer said, oh, guess what? There's a leak. They said, oh, there's a leak. And I was like, oh, the amendment, like which part of the amendment are you talking about? And she goes, number 3. And I'm like, yeah, we did number 3. And she goes, well, the inspector said there's a leak. And I'm like, I'll tell you what I did later. We closed it because we were working for our seller. Okay, what do agents deal with? I was watching John 𝗪's video with Paul. And he said he did 140 homes solo, like not with a team. That's insane. And he shared with us exactly what I heard from every other team lead or like top producer, is that his wife was like not liking it. What about getting the listing agreement signed? A lot of agents deal with that too. What about team leaders who are burned out spinning their wheels? So like in the traditional model, the team environment is kind of like a revolving door. New agents come in, they learn about how to do stuff, and then they leave. So they don't want to stay in the team and give 50% to the team lead. And then the agent that came into the team, they don't have the same incentive to do what the team lead is doing. So they're just like stuck. So they leave. And the team lead is just spinning their wheels. Okay, agents deal with the money stops when the working stops. If all we have is to do transactions, do I want to do transactions when I'm 80 years old? Do I want to go to the listing appointment and sit at the kitchen table when I'm 90 years old? Okay, so here are some examples. So the boomers. So if I were to make a video and I were to hook their attention, what would I possibly say? Like quickly, just like to slam it right in their face and get their attention, I could possibly say something like, there are no more places to go. What about buyers? Hey buyers, don't trust new construction. Because everyone seems to think that new constructions are going to be built so perfectly because they're new. Kind of like buying a new car, I guess. What about sellers? If we can hook a seller's attention, we could say, this is what I said. Hey, we don't tolerate this behavior. So when that cash buyer agent texted us some crap, I just texted her back, hey, our seller signed, we don't tolerate this behavior, so it's on your end to sign, to get your buyer to sign. How about an agent that does 140 deals? How can we hook their attention? We could say, hey, selling 140 homes is the best way to become a divorced alcoholic. Oh my goodness, what is he talking about? Or this is one we did, hey, never say these 3 words. I mean, the video is good, but I think the hook is kind of weak. Or this one, traditional real estate teams are a dead end. That one's a popular one on our Instagram. Okay, so far, if I'm going too fast, please let me know. So this is a recap. So we're looking, who is our target? What are they dealing with? Hook. How do we hook their attention and address what they're dealing with in a strong and polarizing way? So what I mean by polarizing is like we take a position, or I take a position, and I don't want to be, like try to please everyone in the whole world. So the video that we just posted today or last night is open houses don't sell homes. So we're taking one position. Like obviously, if you're great at open houses, keep doing it. And then, so the whole point is to create engagement. We're just trying to do marketing to get people to click and watch. Okay, so we did the target, we did the hook. The next step is the stack. So the story of what is it that they're dealing with. So we address what they're dealing with in a story format. Kind of like what I was doing earlier, explaining what happened with our cash buyer. So here's an example. Hook is, there are no more places to go. And the story is, hey, I spoke with last week's bingo winner here in town. And he said out of the 12 million active buyers, only a quarter of them actually bought last year. So where are the other 8 million buyers going to go? I don't know. Or how about this one? Hey, don't trust new construction. I've seen homes from the 90s in better conditions than homes built last year. These new construction homes, I've seen nails poking out of the roof, leaky dishwashers not installed properly, and even beer cans in the attic. So that's just the story, all right? So we've got the target. What are they dealing with? The hook, we're going to address it in a strong, polarizing way. And the story, we're building up the emotions one after the other. So here's one. Nails poking out of the roof, leaky dishwashers, beer cans, whatever else you've experienced in your real estate life. So I'm building up what they're dealing with. That's the story, right? The next part is the prescription. So we're talking about doctors. let's talk about prescriptions. So we're going to give the target the solution. We're giving our viewer the solution. We're not just going to jump and say, just reach out to me. I've created all of this pent up frustration, so I want to give them relief and give them the prescription to what I'm presenting. So if the problem is, I just had all this crazy stuff come up in the inspection and in the new construction, what do I do? Here's what you can do. So in the video, after I say this, the story, I go to the solution, which could be, you need an agent that understands what's coming. It's going to be the largest shift in real estate possibly ever. We've put together a game plan specifically for boomers that know they need to move, from legalities to home staging to decluttering and logistics. Save valuable time and avoid the hassle. Or, yeah, totally. Or here's the new construction one. So we build up their emotions with what they're dealing with the beer cans, and then we say, so before you close, tell your agent to do this. Schedule 3 inspection phases by a third-party home inspector. You and your agents meet with the inspector at the tail end of each appointment, and at the last one, create a punch list of items to be repaired because there will be repairs needed. Trust me. And don't close until they make it right. And then end the video. Or sorry, don't end the video yet. So far we've got target. Who are we targeting? Hook. What are they dealing with and how can we hook their attention? And then how can we build up the emotions of what they're dealing with and show them, remember, this is what you're experiencing in real estate and I'm going to give you the solution. Okay, here's the last part of the formula. Call to action. So in the video or in the caption, you could say, comment the word video and I'll send you the link or whatever it is. Reach out to me and we'll set up a Zoom or something. Or reach out to me and meet me at Fridays, 8:30 at the 𝗨𝘁 coffee shop or something. So this is where you do the call to action. The reason we use comment and DM is because we want to take advantage of the algorithm. So the more comments and the more DMs that we have with people, the more popular our content will become and the more people will see it. Okay, so far we've got target. So hopefully this is helping filter out who is it that you want to reach out to. Who is it on the other side of the phone that you want to be talking to? How do we hook their attention and then tell them a story, right? It's a story format. It's like I was talking to Monique and I was like, this is basically like if you sit down with your girlfriends and you tell them what happened today. What did you deal with today? Like, did the printer break at work? And then how would you tell your friends how the printer broke at work? And then so usually it's in like a story format where the person that you're talking to is supposed to relate to it. And then you give them the solution, the prescription, and then you tell them what to do. Okay, so we're not finished yet. We're almost finished. But this is our Instagram. So go there and look at it for examples if you want examples. This is 𝗪𝘁𝑋'S Instagram. Okay, so this is what I really wanted to cover today, which makes it part 2, is rhythm and pacing and tonality. So the whole point is to hook their attention in a hypnotic way. And we can really judge how the video and how our language is flowing. Does it sound awkward or does it flow and just roll off the tongue? We also focus on body language and facial expressions. So a long time ago, here comes another story. When I first started in mortgages, we got our broker license and we were actually brokering out to these different lenders. And I was reading and learning from the Wolf of Wall Street's sales program, which I just downloaded. And what I learned is if I do these certain body language movements like this, it helps me generate the feeling of certainty. And so that just kind of stuck with me. And if I needed to become more certain, to build some confidence, if I'm sitting here at the desk, which I was yesterday, and I just did not want to call, there was no way I was gonna do any calls. But then I spoke to myself and I was like, Stephanie wants to talk to you. Stephanie actually wants to talk. I had her profile up and I told myself, Stephanie wants to talk to me. And I called and nobody answered. I left a message just like, hey, this is Frank at EXP, would love to talk to you. And then hang up. And so that got the ball rolling. So I ended up staying for like 1.5 hours. I talked to some great people. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is we got these body languages that if we use in our videos, it can make it more engaging. So here are the different types of tonalities I was thinking of. We've got a serious tonality. Sorry, I keep doing this. I've just been in martial arts for so long. Serious. We've got a no big deal tonality. We've got another serious. This is a serious one, but this is really quiet and subdued. We've got an excited one. Sometimes I think I do the excited one too much. We've got a friendly one. This one, if I'm trying to invoke this friendly tonality, I will imagine speaking to a friend. Like if I'm talking to my friend. We have a caring tonality, which I'll demonstrate in a little bit. Thank you. Oh, thank you. So I wanted to share these, okay, because we all have them. We all know them naturally and like it's our first nature. But I wanted to bring this up because it's important, I found, if we can piece them together in a video or in a listening presentation or wherever, and it could really make a huge impact. So instead of having like the same tone the whole time, like a boring tone like, hey, my name is Frank and blah, 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 and please reach out to me because I want to be your realtor. I'm your favorite realtor, right? I would be so bored out of my mind. So the tonality point is that there's an underlying message that we're telling the viewer. We're telling the viewer, if I'm using this no big deal, like, hey, it's $1 million. Sound fair enough? Sound fair enough? Hey, it's no big deal. It's fine. Or if I'm like, hey, it's $1 million. All right. It's like, geez, man, relax. Okay, so here's an example from one of our videos. You hired an agent to help you understand the process, and you get this offer of 9 pages, and you don't even understand, and you're supposed to make sense of it and make a decision on it. The overwhelming flood of emotions that just comes by viewing that all at once in your face. It's so wrong, and it's just so rude. So where am I fast? Where am I slow? Where do I pause? Where am I loud or soft? What words do I stress? What's my body language? What's my facial expression? So a quick tip that I learned like way long ago is like if I'm trying to tell someone to not do something and I'm speaking to them, I will turn my head like, hey, no, you don't want to do that, right? No, you don't. Or if I do want them to do something, I'll say, hey, you do want to do this, right? And I'll be nodding my head. Here's one more example. The number one thing I've recognized, and this works with both buyers and sellers, is that the most important thing is the customer experience, not the customer service. It's the emotional experience that they have, it's the emotional experience that they have every step of the way, depending on what their personality type is. So what am I communicating with my tone? The first part is I'm excited. The second part is, this is a huge secret I'm telling you. Hey, this is the most important thing. It's the customer experience. Like, don't tell anybody about this. This is like super secret. And then this part, hey, this is the emotional experience that they'll have every step of the way. Like, I totally care so much. And it's no big deal. Anyone can do this. It's just depending on their personality type. It's easy. Okay, is that it? Yeah, that's it. Yay. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you can like put things together instead of just doing like a shotgun approach where we just blah, whatever, anything that comes to mind. This really requires like preparation. So we do our videos, like 7 of them on Sunday, and we really prepare it so that we don't have to worry about it the rest of the week. So thank you all. All right. Like an hour, or maybe 2. Yeah.
Yeah, got a lot better. Way to go, Frank. That's what this is all about. Like we want, Melissa, what we want to do is train people to come up here and speak because we know that's one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself because it builds your self-image and self-worth from the inside. And what we want to accomplish here on Wednesdays is I want you training, right? I want you coming up here and saying, hey, I want to train. And it's a safe place where you can train. We're not going to be tough on you. I'm not going to, I wasn't taking notes on how to critique Frank. It's nothing like that. It's about how can we, all of us get better together. Okay. Because I started learning how to speak when I was 34 years old. That's horrible. I should have started way, way earlier. And that pushed my life back. It really did. It set me back as a leader, as a father, as a husband. It set me back because once I started speaking, life started changing. And I know what it does inside of you. Like Frank will recruit better today. He'll talk to people differently today. He'll talk to his buyers better today. He'll talk to his sellers better today. No, he's going to talk to everybody better today. Because when you're up here, you got to think. When we're having one-on-one conversations complaining about the economy, we ain't got to think about much. We just complaining, right? They ain't doing no good. But when you're here, you got to strategize and get your mind right. So Frank, woo!
Hey, thank you. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Thank you so much.